Daisy and welcome to this week's video. I always love doing DIYs around the holiday season, and for today I want to bring you a cute DIY that I think would look so cool and be very useful in your deck. If I piqued your interest, keep on watching. First up, we're gonna need a small box. I got this one from a store and it just had like a little bit of cereal. You could use any of those boxes that are like individual, and we're just going to seal the top because we're going to need that to be very steady. And of course it's not a chimney unless it has an opening to it, so we're going to cut this off first with a craft knife, making an X, and then just removing the rest. Now for the upper part of the chimney, I chose a toilet paper roll. You just squish it to give it kind of like a square shape like. And now here's the fun part. We're gonna start modeling with my air dry clay, which has become like my favorite DIY material for giving stuff shape since I think 2 years ago, more or less. And we're gonna start by doing the top of the chimney, and we're gonna need to do a couple of these, and since we're gonna have it be a little extra, we're gonna make sure that a mirror fits. We're gonna try to accommodate the clay enough so that it conceals what it is. So you can just have it around as decor or on your desk at work around the holiday season and be just like a cute thing that you have on your desk, and then you can just open it and be like, oh, let me check my makeup, or let me see how I'm looking, or maybe I feel something in my eye and need to check it. Now we need to strengthen this box because it's gonna be the base of the chimney. So I'm going a little bit old school and going back to part water, part glue, and a coat of toilet paper. I haven't done this in DIYs in a while, but it's still a really great option because it doesn't take a lot to dry. It takes like 24 hours top, and it really straightens whatever you do it. So we're going to do that not only on the base but on the top part of the chimney so that it's strong enough, and it also adds like a little bit more of texture to it so it looks more like an actual chimney. We're going to still have to do details and stuff, but when you touch it, it's going to feel like the bricks that you put on chimneys normally. So now that we already covered the bottom part of the mirror, we're gonna do the same with the top. And air dry modeling clay is great to work with, but it does take a lot. So even if the material of the bottom is dry, if you use it and put it on top of the wet one, it's gonna get stuck. So my advice is don't do that. And also make sure to be opening and closing up the mirror as you're giving it shape, and especially while it dries, because otherwise it's gonna really stick close and we're gonna lose like the fun fact of it having like a hidden mirror. And now that I think about it, you could have put something at the top too of the chimney. Now with a hot glue gun, we're gonna start to putting this thing together. You could paint it separately and then put it on top. Personally, I do prefer like to paste it all together and paint what is necessary, what it's seen. And make sure you put a lot of hot glue gun, especially because you want it to be strong and to stick all together. And if you feel like some parts don't look as smooth, you can use a little bit of hot glue gun and add like more details. Now we're gonna use more air dry modeling clay, and we're gonna add like a hidden top to sort of like conceal better the division between, the upper and bottom part of the mirror. And you're gonna have to put this on and open the mirror ASAP, because if not, it's gonna stick to the bottom part like it did with me. But luckily I reacted quickly enough for it to be able to open and dry well. Now, paint wise, we're gonna make like an orange brick-like color, or there's different colors of bricks. I've seen some red ones, orange ones, some like brownish color. I want to go like with a different tone of orange, but something still very unique and cute, and like to give it that detail, make it pop. And at the same time, I do have like a fake chimney in my living room that's already red, so I didn't want to use that exactly. Time to make the small detail, guys. Like, this is a chimney, but what makes it Christmas? Here's where we're gonna add the touch. We're gonna start by making a wreath, which is, first you're gonna make like a little donut, and we're gonna add a bow very carefully. And then we're gonna use a craft knife to sort of like scratch some texture into the material. And as you can see, it looks like really realistic and super cute in a tiny detail. And what does a chimney need? Well, logs of wood so that the fire would burn. So we're just gonna roll a couple, and with a craft knife add some lines all in the same direction. And that kind of gives it like a texture wood look like thing. That's gonna look really cool once we get it dry and we get to paint that. Now here's the part that you may take more time doing, the bricks details. You can find a drawing and just simply follow it, or if you wanted to, you can actually cut squares and add the bricks. But with paint, it looks much better. We already added the texture with a previous mixture we did. And now we need to paint inside black. You could have left it in white if you wanted to, but I think it adds like more realistic tones painting it black. And speaking of adding realistic, once the logs are dry, you can put them in a position that you would like them to and paint them with brown. And you just have to be careful that the layer is not too thick, so that it looks like different tones of brown. And the reed, of course, is going to be green. And what else do we put on Christmas chimneys? Of course, we put on stockings. So I cut like a little pair of stockings, and with cotton I added the furry detail. And now you can just decorate however you like. You could put the wreath on top and just stockings below, and you can add like as much detail as your imagination brings you to, or even use a realistic one as inspiration. But I gotta say, of all the Christmas DIYs I've made, this is probably one of my favorites because it looks like so cool, so realistic and adorable because it's mini. And I do love a good mirror to check myself at times, so I think this would be an adorable, great thing to do for the holidays that you can put around, or maybe even give to someone that you like and that you know likes mirrors. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and stick around so you can see more of my holiday season special here on my YouTube channel. Bye guys!